Hey, it's Wolfy-Chan, and I'm back with another manga review, and this one is Terra Formars Volume 6. Half the book kind of goes over Kenji, who is kind of a boxer who subtly loses his eyesight a bit. So, his backstory is that he liked to take care of his mother, who lived on an island kind of outside of Japan just a little bit, so it was only like a ship ride there and then back, but he trained as a boxer. And so he was always alone, didn't have friends, all that kind of stuff that really messed with kids that usually, ooh, I cracked my back. Whew. So Kenji is now fighting on Mars with an insect that's kind of like a sumo wrestler, basically, really big arms and all that stuff. Um, and the creature that he is mixed with is technically a shrimp with armored tight body, really awesome eyesight, and really hard hitting. And his whole thing was he wasn't going to join this program. Um, but then he kind of, after a while, was like, fine, okay, bye, Michelle. And he was like, can I pick what I can be? And they're like, it really depends on your genetics and how comparable you are with them. Sometimes there's multiple, that way we can let you pick, but sometimes it's just one. And he's like, well, if I do get to pick, I'd like a. And she was like, you'd like something that has a big punch. And he's like, no, just something with really good eyesight. And he gets this one that really does have amazing eyesight. He gets punched around a couple times, but he wins his fight. Then we go back to the captain of the Japan team, and he has a hornet, and being the older, or second oldest one in the team, is kicking this kind of moth creature's butt real hardcore. And after he does, it dies as well. So next up we get to see the Russian team, and the Russian team are in what is like a pyramid. And so the captain of their one had this moth. He drops the moth, and you find out that this moth has, like, instead of little feeler hands, it has fingers for hands. And it literally is one leg is one finger, and it goes off like that. It's very creepy. Um, and so kind of the team sees that, like, the girl of the team, like, the top of her butt crack is showing, and they're like, oh my god, it's a butt crack. But they find out that these pyramids are basically holding facilities for all of the landers and stuff like that that landed on Mars from the first team that got on there, and a lot of them died. So now we move on from their fight to a little bit farther out, and it's, I believe, the Mexican team or the Southern American team that is basically helping out another team that came from Japan, and they're really good. And the guy, that I believe can fly and does has strings, is actually artificially made. Whereas you find out Michelle is the natural biological like second generation from first generation. And that generation, um, she's basically only one of her true kind. Um, because when they found out that she was a thing, a lot of other countries tried to do that as well, but found out they could not be successful until they made this Japanese kid who was taken from somebody else's by law. Give me a second. Biology. Somebody else's biology to make something that was like Michelle, where Michelle is both an ant, a really hardcore ant, and also has the explosive ant in her. And it's naturally in there. She has the organ that would do that. Whereas Alfred and him trying to have kids didn't work so well because she cheated on him. So, whoop. But this kid is genetically engineered to have parents that would have had the insect gene in them already, and then to be as powerful as he is. Which he kicks some brutal butt. There's an eagle guy that's from Mexico that keeps throwing the balls, and it's really funny because it goes over the eagle vulture or the harpy eagle, who is like really massive talons and all this stuff. And he just keeps throwing the balls and they kill. And then we go to the guy who was genetically engineered. And it's like when he grew up, he didn't really have a family. He didn't have mom and dad. It was really hurtful. It didn't feel okay. It hurt, growing up like that, which can very understandable. But he kind of goes crazy on this mole cockroach. And it is kind of weird. But they are still fighting the good fight, even at the end of this one. Like, it really is, like, even at the end, they are fighting. And the government, I don't know, it's governments or one of the governments on planet Earth are deciding that it's about time to make a planetary division or make an actual home on Mars, it seems like. And, like, no offense, if they're still fighting cockroaches and your second team hasn't come back or they're not talking to you about it, I would lead into, like, we're gonna put outposts on it now. Like, there would not be a guarantee that the people will live. Human cockroach people. So, this one is very interesting, and it leads me to think that, the company that sends all these people up, it's called NASA. Funny name. But I think that company doesn't fully understand or know the justifications that these people who, the first time that they came back and there wasn't a lot of them alive, like, I'd lead to believe, like, I can't send any more. Like, that's a lot. There's too big of a casualty list than there is of people coming back. So, I don't know where it's going, but I know this is a really long-running series. So, this will be very, very interesting to see what happens next. I'm enjoying this so far, but it is, once more, a lot of fighting, a lot of blood. Not as many people dying in this volume, but I bet you anything is going to continue going. I don't think there's going to be a stopping point. So, if you like this video, definitely leave a like. Leave it in the comment section below. What are you feeling for Volume 6, and how do you feel about it? And if you have really a favorite character so far. I do like more of the Japanese crew, but I do like Michelle Davis from America. She is quite interesting, and I very much enjoy it. So, and then leave a like, and definitely subscribe, because I do try and upload from Monday to Friday every week. It's getting there, but, stuff's happening, and new anime is going to slowly be coming out soon, so I hope that you've been having a very wonderful, wonderful day. Wolfy-Chan out. Bye.